What have I been doing lately on my module projects? Let's take a look at it right now. Hi, I'm Tom Kvichak, and I've been very busy on my module project. In fact, I've been doing other things to get ready for the module project. I ran some lines down through from this room right here, downstairs into the living room, so I could have some connectivity between the router downstairs, so I don't have to have them coming up the stairwell and everything. I got it going up through the wall, and I got this going. I got a module cam up there right now. And that's where I've been working for the past couple of days, trying to get the track plan going. So let's take a look at what we have now. I got some exciting news about it, that I figured out a few things that I've been worried about, and I got it all figured out. So we're going to talk about it today. So let's go with that right now. Today we're going to talk about the module project. As you can see, we've got about 12 foot of track and roadbed and buildings laid out on here. This is what I've been working on, trying to figure out how I am going to do my track plan on here with the buildings that I have and the buildings that I have to assemble. And I have a bunch of buildings that I have to assemble. I got a couple of Walters buildings. I have about 3 bar mill scale model buildings. I have a JL Innovation, and I got some existing buildings that I still have upstairs. Oh yeah, I also have downtown deco that's going in the city part. Now behind the camera is where the city is going to be, and this is going to be the industrial switching area. I'm going to have to add some more pink foam here. Why do I need more pink foam? Because I need the elevation on here. I have 2 kits. This one right here, the dock house, is going to be the lowest point, and that is going to be right here. So I have to come down all the way to the plywood and cut out a piece here so I could show some water. This other kit, Higginbottom's Coal and Sand, another bar mill scale model, has the coal up here on a little trestle. So that has to be up at least another inch from everything else. So I got to bring all the track up 2 inches so I could have over here in this corner right here, and I'll bring it right down here. I have it laid out right there. The buildings are going to be on the 1 inch level, and the trestle is going to be up on the 2 inch level. So that means all my other track have to be on the 2 inch level. And then I'm going to have to put some elevation in other areas so it just doesn't look flat. But basically I have a main line coming down through the center. That's this right here, coming all the way down, back behind the ice house and rack, and then going like this. Now, the way I have it now, it looks straight, but I'm not going to keep the main line or the siding straight except for when they're up against the building. The main line is going to have a slight curve in it because I don't want it to be exactly straight. So I have these buildings here. I have some existing buildings right here. I have another Bar Mills building right here. What's it called? Shaw Ridge Equipment. That's going to be going next to Higginbottom's, and a couple of my older buildings like the I'm going to put the Gravely building back there. I have a hardware store, and I have a furniture store, Ghibli Furniture, that's all going to be back in the city area, along with some city classics, and you know I got to have some DPM building. And like I told you before, everything is going to be on Arduino. So the turnouts are going to be servo controlled. And so what I'm going to do with the turnouts is I'm going to mount this, put a little piece of basswood right here where the points are, mount the servo underneath on a bracket, cut a hole in the top layer, and then drill a hole down through so the wires will go down through the bottom. That way I could just drop in the turnout with the servo already mounted on it. And if I need to do any work on it, I could just take it apart with the rail joiners and pop it right back out, and I'll have everything mounted right there. So I'm going to show you a little bit about this in another video, how I'm going to do that, but that's how I'm going to do the turnouts. It was bugging me about how I was going to get through 2.5 inches of foam and plywood just to get to the bottom of the turnout, but I think I got that solved with mounting it on a basswood on this end here. So all of this is going to be setting on the foam, but there's going to be a little cutout in the foam on the top layer of foam where the basswood will sit right on top of it, and the servo will sit down inside that 1-inch piece of foam, the cutout in a 1-inch piece of foam. And so I think that's going to work out pretty good with that. Now, as far as everything else is, going down to the water level on the dock house, I'm going to cut this out here, and I have just enough room. This is 4 inches one way and 7 inches long. We'll put it right down onto the plywood. I have enough room here so I could have a nice water scene right here in this area here. And then, like I said before, over in that area, it's going to be the Higginbottoms with the coal dump and some other stuff, and the cityscape in the background. I have everything's going to be lit up with Arduino with the LED lights. I'm going to be using DCC++ on here. So, and I'm going to mount everything underneath this first section right here, and all the controls on here. And I think what I'm going to do is, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 servos on, or 5 turnouts on this section. I got 1 turnout over there, maybe 2 turnouts over there. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turnouts on this section over here. So I'm going to have an individual Arduino for this one for the servos, and an individual one over here. I'm going to see if I could do it with an Uno, or maybe even go down to a Nano. Nano has a breakout board where I could just pop the Nano in. So if I ever have a problem with it, I could just pull the Nano out and replace it with another one. So that's my plan for this with the servos. I'm not going to go real complex on it. I'm going to try to keep it simple so everybody could follow it. I have a few existing buildings that I've been sitting on the shelf and had no place to put them because I was waiting to finish up this area right here, but I figured I'm going to put it on the module. So I'm going to show you what those are right here. What I didn't do is show you the city section. Now this is going to be back in the corner. All of this back here is going to be city, and the main line is going to come up and disappear in between the buildings in the city right there. But let me show you the Higginbottoms right here. This is going to come out over this way, and I've lost a turnout. I think this one goes this way right here. Okay, so here's my track over here for Higginbottoms, and that's going to be right here. And this one is actually takes up a lot of room because there's 2 buildings on here. This is the main building, and there's another building that has a shed. That's going to be right in this area right here, and the Shaw Ridge is going to be right next to it. and anything else that I could fit in that area. And all back in here is going to be cityscape. Back in here, like I said, this main line right here is going to disappear between the buildings of the city. I have the downtown deco. I have a lot of DPM kits, and I have a lot of other city classics. This one right here, railroad kit, resin detail. This is like a little warehouse. It's going to go right here. This Rebel stock pick and shovel, JL Innovations, is going to go right here. Right underneath where this camera is Carnegie Manufacturing, which is a city classics. All of this is going to be city, and I have some of the background, city background stuff that I'm going to put back in there also. So that's what that looks like right there. Let me bring this back a little bit to give you a bird's eye view of it, a drone view, and basically this is what it's going to look like. If you can see past the paper right here. But this is the main line, and these are the sidings over here. Come all the way back. I'm going to have double track over here for the ice house. I may be able to put some other stuff over here. And this is where everything comes back together on the other end of the sidings. And we'll be doing a little bit more updates on this. Let's finish this off with a live view of the module cam. Not much going on right now because I'm up here, but until the next time, we'll see ya.